Everyone, welcome back. It's June and that means graduation time. Kentucky has their schools are already gotten out and graduation is over here, but they still have to do graduations back east, which reminded me of my first graduation. It was from 6th grade because you didn't do the little grade school back then, and it was a big deal. We could wear heels for the first time as girls, and we could wear makeup for the first time. So I was wearing a little bit of makeup, not too much because you would have been sent home, and I was wearing wedgie heels, which were the style then. I had a brand new dress that my mother had bought me just for this. The shoes were new too. It was a white sundress with a halter top and a little bit of flowers going along the skirt. I was a little uncomfortable because you weren't supposed to show your bra straps back then, so I wasn't wearing a bra. But I'd had a little short, I think they're called bolero jacket that came with the dress that just covered up here. But I wasn't wearing it because it was so hot in the schools because there wasn't any air conditioning. The graduation went off fine. We were outside, me and my friend, talking about things and the future when it started to rain, very lightly, and it felt great because it had been so hot. Everything was going good until some boy went by and made some rude comment about being able to see my nipples through my shirt. And then I noticed, that's when I learned about wet t-shirts, or actually anything white and wet. I was horrified. I didn't know what to do. My friend's like, I don't have a jacket. Oh my God, what do we do? Then I remembered I had the little jacket. I dug it out of my school bag and put it on and held it tightly because the wind was starting to kick up. We kept talking a little bit because it was still warm and we were actually enjoying the rain. And then the hail started. It doesn't normally hail in June, but it did. And after a bit, the hail started getting really big. In fact, it started to get almost as big as a ping pong ball. My friend were like, wow, look at these things, they're so big, until one came down with such force, hit her wedgie, and knocked her onto the ground. I helped her up, her knees were scraped and they were a little bloody, and I was like, oh my God, we have to get out of here. We have to go somewhere. We couldn't go back into the school because it was locked up and closed. So she said, well, I have to go to my mom's job, which is only about 3 blocks away from here. I said, no problem, I'll walk you there. So we started walking. We were about a block into our walk and the rain was pouring by this time, and it was just rising so quickly. It was already over our ankles. We kept walking. We were getting sprayed by the cars as they went down the road. By the time we got to her mom's job, the water was already half hubcap height on the cars in the road. We got inside. The air conditioning felt wonderful, and receptionist called her mom, and we talked for a little bit, and her mom's like, I can't leave work early. I have to stay till 5, so I can't drive you home. That's okay, ma'am, I'm fine. I'm just gonna wait out the rain here a little bit. They said, okay. You could stay in the lobby. I couldn't go into the rest of the place because I wasn't related to anybody there. So I was watching the rain come down. And after about 25 minutes, it didn't let up. It was still coming down just as heavy. And I was starting to really get cold from the air conditioning and being soaking wet. In fact, my teeth were chattering. I finally said to my friend, I said, look, I'm gonna try to go home. I had tried calling my mom, but she hadn't answered the phone. But it was okay, I had a key, so I was gonna go out. My friend's like, are you sure? And I said, yeah, I can do this. I can't wait around here for another hour and a half till your mom gets out. My mom will flip out, me being this late. So I went out. I walked back across the street onto my side of the road that I needed to be on, and I started walking. Within about 5 minutes, I stopped to take off my heels because the water was so deep that it was just not safe to be walking in slippery, wet heels. So I was in my bare feet, walking home. The water at times would be up to my knees. It took me twice as long to get the couple of blocks that I had to go more to get home. But I made it, finally. I felt like I was going uphill the whole way going through the water that deep. I got into the house and my mother's like, whoa, look at you, you're soaked to the bone. I was like, wow, it's pouring rain. I said, where were you? I called. She had been out talking to a neighbor, so didn't hear the phone ring. Well, I apologized for being late. She was like, well, I figured you were going to be late. It's coming down so bad. Figured you would have stopped in the store along the way. My mother forgetting that there really wasn't any stores along the way home. But I said, no, I did, but I really couldn't stay anymore there. I was starting to freeze. And she's like, well, let's get those wet clothes off of you. We found out that the dress was ruined because of the mud splashing up and the dirt coming from the rain. So I never wore it again. Not that I would have, because I learned the lesson about wearing white in the rain. So that was my only other time, other than my wedding, that I ever wore white. So that was my first graduation. I want to thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Those of you who shared my stuff, keep doing that. That's so awesome. I hope keep liking, subscribe, comment. I appreciate all your feedback, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.